Hey there. I'm just editing this video. Unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of stuff that's cut out, stuff that's sort of buggy, and some frame drops, unfortunately, so I apologize in advance for that. But anyways, on with the video. Hello guys, we're going to be playing The Trail in this gameplay. This is actually a game that was developed by my friends. You can check out the link in the description if you want to test for the game. It's still in early alpha, but it's gone pretty far along. So anyway, this is a pretty good RPG game, and we'll be playing this today for our video. Hello Traveler, what is your name? I'm Arkeet. Arkeet, a fine name that is. Yes, I look forward to getting to know Arkeet better. Now time for a short lesson. Humans are the most prominent race in the overworld, at least out of all the races that are aligned to good. Humans are powerful, however, it's possible to push their limits even further beyond. A human without a soul has the potential to grow very strong. However, there is a peak of strength that cannot be surpassed with the inner strength of the soul. As soon as we're synced in time and space with the overworld, the two of you will be joined, destined to work off each other. Anyways, my setup is now complete. I'll save you the trouble of procedurally generating a world and stick you in the same place as everyone else. Alright. But hey, what's wrong with this consistency? Everyone gets an equal shot every time, so all's fair in this journey. Don't worry, you can still make it big. We're gonna drop off the human as a baby in Soulless Town, starting fresh. Now it's advanced time. I'll spare you details, so here we are. Arkeet is a young adult, eager for adventure. Not sure why I pronounced the word that way. Now I've got a few tips for surviving in the overworld. Tutorial tip: the overworld. Be nice. Most of society is filled with nice people, so blending in shouldn't be too hard, right? I mean, for me it's a bit hard. I mean, I'm weird, so probably it's normal. Many inhabitants of the world prefer to stay behind the walls of their town, so there's not too many travelers around. That means there's plenty of loot up for grabs. Talk to others a lot, and you may be offered quests. Discover things you never knew about. There's so many possibilities. And of course, the golden rule: don't die, or defeated. Can't keep any promises about that. That should have covered everything you need to know. Good luck on your journey. I'll be keeping tabs on you. I hope we meet again, Arkeet. Wow, everything turned white. Nice. The ambient sound, though. Arkeet, you're about to embark on a journey that will change the lives of every last person you meet, even those that you do not meet. Everything you will do will build up and make you as strong as possible. But just know that not every conflict may be solvable. Good luck. That's actually creepy, that part. Not creepy, but that red ambience. Prologue, beginnings to an end. Arkeet, get yourself out of bed, you're late. I'm 60 years older than you and just as tired. Come on now. Village Headman, do you forget? It's Thursday today. It's time for a midnight training session. Come downstairs and I'll meet you by the door. Alright. With the arrow keys, the camera on might follow you. Yeah. I mean, between areas. Stairs, doorways, and other such things. So that's just the tutorial. I already know a bunch of this stuff, so you guys can read it through when you guys play through the game. Let me guess, you don't understand the point of this training regiment that I had you embark on. Meet me outside, we'll talk. Alright, I guess we're gonna go outside. Ah, there you are. Before I do anything, let's just talk a bit. I'm just waiting on myself. Here we are. Look, I've known you since the day you were born. You're a good kid, just like your brother. You've always been passive, you kind of went around town. You've always shown an interest in exploring what lies outside our walls. Why does a small village have walls? That's the only thing I have to ask. Your mental training has been taking place since the day you were born. Your physical training, however, we only began this a little over a month ago. I knew it was, even though you were a good kid, you're just like any normal person. You don't like getting up at midnight. This is going to be the least of your worries. You're going to be through much more difficult things soon. What? I've said too much. Just don't worry about it. Look, you got a lot of potential. You've run errands to Verdun Village for me before. I can tell you love the feeling of running around free from city walls. I feel that an opportunity to do so will come your way very, very soon. We'll speak more about all this tomorrow. Now, Anias, what were we talking about before? Ah, yes, your training. You look exhausted. I mean, it's midnight, so of course you are, but we did work very hard on Monday, so you're probably still recovering. You're probably going to have a long day tomorrow. Go back to bed and get some rest. We'll do some advanced training tomorrow to make up for this. I'll send my helper over to your house tomorrow morning when I need you. Keep your ear open. Good night, Arkit. Alright. Hello, it's Arkit here. Going home, I'll look for Arkit. Yeah, I'm coming. Oh. Tutorial tips will be popping out all throughout the game in order to help you understand its mechanics. Right now, at the start of the game, you're being shown a lot of mini tutorial tips, as I like to call them. They pop up as you walk by, allowing you to quickly read them and then keep on going. However, these will be quickly replaced by more long-winded tutorial tips, such as this one. You're going to be dealing with these for the rest of the game, so if you hate them, well, sorry. I like him. Anyways, you should probably get to that guy by the door. Sorry for interrupting you. Hello there, good to see you again, Arkit. Nice green hair. Good to see you too. The village headman told me to come over here and wake you up. Sorry about that, but I have to follow orders. In case you don't remember, his house is at the top left of town. I'll head over there right now and tell him that you're coming. See you around, Arkit. Alright. Holding down left shift allows you to sprint. Yeah. The inn. I can't be accurate while sprinting. No need to head there just yet. Right, no, I don't want to head back. Let's talk to this person. Oh, there are keys. Isn't such a beautiful morning? Yeah, I guess. All the beautiful views we get in town every day. Good. Secret chest. Acknowledge that you find secret chests hidden behind buildings. Got a clue. Cool looking hat times too, nice. I like how there's a tutorial tip just giving you the equipment. Wait, I think I accidentally missed this house. Wait, I accidentally missed something right there? Doing long dialogue/monologues, you may occasionally miss an important detail too. Pressing left shift while any text box is open will open up a backlog that stores up to 100 previous messages. That's pretty useful. Because I might skip over messages, not gonna lie. I might accidentally skip over. Let's talk to this guy. Oh, hello Arkit, I'm just tidying up the place. The village headman should be upstairs, if not outside, in case you're looking for him. Alright, I need to get to this chest. Old plate. Where's here is probably important, but not anymore. I guess. Just walked across the chair. Hello, Arkit. You certainly look tired, but hey, going to bed at midnight is better than going to bed at 3 a.m. Look, I'm not gonna bore you, have you go fetch things for me and whatnot. I have to get a couple things ready for our training. Instead, I'll make you fetch only one thing. Do you think you could go grab a package for me from the general store? Subquest, okay. Great, the store should be at the bottom of town just to the left of your house. There's a sign on it featuring a small bag. Your quest. You'll need a few bits, take these. I'm guessing this is a currency. One more thing, take this. I received the quest log. Full quest in here? It's pretty useful. I'm saying pretty useful for every single thing. That's just part of the game design that you need. Alright. Now get moving. Ah, I understand now. I'll put up the small package right away. Toilet shops. Shops can be encountered through the world of the trail. At shops you can buy items that may be difficult to find, or maybe you just need them quickly. But any way you put it, you're gonna need bits to buy items. Bits can be obtained by defeating monsters, completing quests, opening chests, etc. Most settlements should have a general store. Some may even have independently run stores. Have fun splurging and gain new items. Alright, I've got it. Buy small package. Nice. There you go, you can come back to the shop later once I've gotten everything set up. See you later. Alright, let's go back to his house. Hello there, Arcade. Did you manage to get my delivery? Yup. Great. Glad to see you managed to complete that this easily. Now let me take the package off your hands. The Headman's delivery quest is complete. I prepared everything we need for our training today. Here, follow me. Nice. Here we are. With some nice armor. Today we're going to be practicing combat. Currently, all you have is your fists and some basic clothing. This won't do at all. Here's a sword and a suit of armor. These have been in this house for many, many years. They were here when I first became headman. I'm going to be bestowing these upon you. Here, put them on. Let's see what you look like. I look same? I'm not sure. It's meant to be practical over aesthetic, but you look outstanding. Not to be rude, but that scarf you had didn't look exceptional on you. This looks much better. Anyways, look, you've been around. You've heard the warnings. There's monsters running around the world. I knew you loved traveling, so I wish to help you learn how to fight these monsters. I know a spot where a small slime lurks. It scared off many unsuspecting adventurers, but I'm sure you'll be able to defeat it without any trouble. Head outside of town and go to the small forest in the valley between the mountains. I'm sure you can find it. I'll await you there. Evade. If there's anything that I can use. All this time. Did I just run over a bush? Yeah. Alright, that's a lag reloading tree. Alright, there's forest, I guess. A heck ton of hills. My computer can't handle the frames. Good to see you made your way in here, Arcade. The slime should be just up ahead. I'll help you a bit when you engage. Now go ahead, defeat the fiend. Alright, you're just gonna watch? Go ahead, defeat the fiend. Alright, man. Okay, thanks. Is that a slime? Nice. Go ahead, Arcade, slay the slime. This is some nice battle music. Alright, Arcade, it's time for battle. This shouldn't be too hard, but I'll explain, just in case you need some help. Take a look below. Here you can see your HP and mana power. If you had more mana points. If you had more party members, they would appear below. We also can't forget the turn order displayed at the top right. Look at it to determine who's going next in battle. This can help with strategy. It seems I'm going first, but now the main menu you'll be using during the battle is the attack menu. This is obvious. Attacking related options will be located here, namely your normal attack and your skills. We don't need to worry about skills yet. You'll grow strong enough to learn about them after adventuring a bit. As you unlock skills, find powerful equipment, stock up on strong items, and grow your party. You'll start to find some deadly combinations. Keep this in mind, that's a good goal to look after. I actually skip that. You can also guard in battle if you need to wait turn 2. Some items can also be used in battle, and they're accessed through the items menu. You can change your equipment, your team setup, and run away. We're not going to run away anytime. That's my challenge to this learning. I'm not going to run away from a single battle. Not once. I believe that's all of it. If there's anything I forgot, I'm sure you can figure out. Running away is for cowards. Let's not do that. Well, just keep attacking the slime and it should fall. Good luck. Alright, attack. Let's see here. Alright, just attack. Only 10 damage. 19 damage! Alright. On our way to leveling up. Barkeep. This is your first time using your sword, yet you seem to be naturally skilled. And somehow I seem to naturally bring down FPS of the entire game just by recording. Nice work with the slime, yet this is merely one of the fight's many monsters you can fight. That's pretty good spelling right there. By Trillia, I'm bursting with this information I wish to tell you. There's a small spring just ahead. Feel free to drink from it and heal your HP back. Alright, that's pretty useful. After that, please meet me back in my room. We have much to speak about. Alright. Hello, Arcade. We have a lot to talk about. Here, let's sit down. I have to be honest with you. I wasn't training you just to have kind-heartedness. I didn't give you that sword and armor just because I knew you loved to travel. There's more to it, but I'll get to that. Take a look outside. The town is beautiful, isn't it? Very. And while the colonized portions of this world may be beautiful, there's much evil outside the walls that we built up. Like that small, slime right outside. More evil than many may think. More evil than I may think. I think it was addressing me. We saw that mini green slime in the forest. Mini green slime. Mini green slime. And as I said, it's one of the only many monsters in the world. It's not the kind of fact that people spread around, but if you talk to people, it's actually surprisingly easy to find out about. But do you know where the source of this evil is? Where the monsters came from? Why they're here? Nope. As I thought, don't be ashamed. Very few knew. No. Well, knew before I murdered them. Look, as I've reiterated many times, I'm very aware of your love of the outside world. I can tell that traveling is your passion, but apart from that, I can tell you that you have a lot of potential for other things too. The way you wielded that sword for the first time ever? Wow, that was great. Let me tell you a story. You'll understand all this much better after I'm done. Seems like there's a bit of war going on. A millennium ago, a great war was waged all over the overworld against an evil entity. This evil entity had an army of monsters that faced off against the army of humans. The leaders of all the major cities at the time chose two champions to defeat the evil entity. There are two brothers, both very skilled fighters and well-known travelers. They were to lead the human army against the monster army. However, it was slightly imbalanced. The sheer amount of monsters was... well, let's just say you would have had to be there to truly understand how our army struggled. In a duel, a human would certainly overwhelm any average monster with the proper equipment and training. The monster army had numbers, though. We did not. We ended up winning with the war, but at great cost to humanity. Cities were pulverized, landscapes were leveled, and death. So much death. Bit of death there, especially to your grammar. Most of the composition of the monster is absorbed into the earth upon its death. The most visible trace of the monster's body is its bones, if it was made up of any. But you know what happens when a human dies. There are entire fields of bodies. Just bodies. The rivers ran red with blood for many weeks. Population took a big hit. Have you ever noticed that Solarstown is actually somewhat small for an entire town? Have you ever noticed that our population isn't that large? Have you ever noticed that we don't get very many visitors? We are still recovering from the losses we suffered a millennium ago, and it's not just population-wise. That armor and sword I gave you, they were forged a millennium ago for the war, yet never used. They've been in this world though through its entire rebuilding process, and something is interesting about them. The sword and armor appeared to be something that could be forged present day. When we went to war with the monsters, we didn't only lose population, but technological progress as well. This, alongside the loss of a lot of culture, hindered humanity to the point where it took 1,000 years to nearly fully rebuild itself. Well, not population-wise, at least. That'll take much more time. The fact that so much progress is destroyed really speaks about the power of the monster army, huh? Once, one of the worst losses of all, however, was the loss of two champions. They disappeared around the time they were supposed to take down the evil entity. No one knew if they died or fled or what, but now humanity had hunkered down until the evil entity finally took time to these monsters. They have had something who was organizing them, someone with true malicious intent. They couldn't have destroyed all blended together and destroyed much humanity. This leader must have been pure evil. No one that wished to wipe out an entire race could have any good intention. This leader, he called himself Apocalypse. Well, you know what is the apocalypse? The fact that you're speaking words that fast. Like, what? How are you speaking that fast? My ancestors fought in this battle and were some of the few that survived the horror. Their stories have been passed down through my family. Apocalypse had no regard for any life. His sole purpose was to get rid of the world of all humans. Why are you telling me this? Because you have the potential to be the one who defeats Apocalypse. I mean it. Seriously? Yeah, probably. If there's anyone who's gonna defeat some sort of demon lord, it'd probably be us. You should know by now that I don't have much of a sense of humor, and the possible fate of human race is not something I would ever joke about. You see, every town has to pick its champion. Soulstown, Verdun Village, Haven Harbor, and all the towns in Tuluria. They must all choose someone to go out and hopefully defeat Apocalypse. Each champion will have to go throughout the world. You won't be able to save the world by yourself, so you'll need to make a few friends along the way. You have to defeat weaker monsters to grow stronger. Eventually, you'll have to take down boss monsters, which are very powerful monsters that do Apocalypse's bidding. Yep, it's really just a typical journey that you see in books and roleplay with your friends, but this journey, this one's real. Not so sure about that one. Only if I was younger. I wish I could go out there and slay some monsters. Just an old man just slaying monsters. All I can do is help those who have fighting skill. But you know what? I'm fine with that. I know I might not be alive to see the day that the world is purged of evil, but I'm happy to know I'm helping in any way. Get intel on Apocalypse's location. You may wonder why I chose you. You see, I think you're a perfect candidate. Although it's really mostly the process of elimination. You're young, but to a point. You got a life in you, but you're old enough not to get authorities involved. As I said before, we got a small population here. Your brother would have been chosen as champion, but he's busy training to replace me one day, and that's also a very important job. And my helper is a timid boy. Yes, he could be capable, but I don't want to force him to do anything. Better choices were those two kids who sit in all day and working on making their own game or something. But who am I kidding? They're hopeless, absolute losers. They simply pretend that they could go on a journey like this. Yes, this is a lot to ask of you, I know. Don't worry though, I've known you for a while. You'll adjust quickly. Before you ask, yes, you do get to fight stuff. I know you're eager for that. And yes, you'll retain your temporary possession of Night. It suits you well, and I can tell you like it. You'll want to head to Verdun Village first. Your brother is there on diplomatic duties for the village. You may have a little trouble navigating, never having been too far out of town. Luckily, that package you got from me has a map of Adon in it. Map of Adon received. Now if you look here, I'll circle where the Verdun Village should be. Alright. Not circled, but close enough. I know you have it in you to save the world. You'll never give up on what you believe in, and just remember, whatever happens, please don't be defeated. Best case scenario, all your things are looted and you have nothing left. I think you're almost ready now. Grab the gear, stop by the general store again, and head off to Verdun Village. Into Verdun, new quest. You're gonna need a few bits to get items from general store. Here you go. 20 bits were received. I'll send a guard with you. I've heard news of dangerous banditos attempting to raid Verdun Village, so I think it's best that you have small security detail. He'll meet you once you know you're ready to leave. He'll know where to find you. Remember, you have the potential to save humanity. You just need to find the power inside of you. Oh, and I have another thing to ask of you. If you find a certain item, make sure you bring it to me. You'll know what it is when you see it. A rare find, new quest. Arkit? I just want to say that I enjoyed mentoring you in the past years. I know you can do this. You have the skill and determination. Good luck out there. Oh hey! I'd like to thank you for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe and leave a like, and if you want, you can leave a comment and give me feedback on my videos. I will also be linking the game I'm playing in the description below, and I'll also be releasing a second part on Wednesday.